Good morning, this is Greg with Liberty Figs and Apiary, and I have a problem hive. This is the hive that I pinched the queen on, gave them a cell of eggs. They made 4 queen cells, exactly the way I was hoping that they would. I let them be for a few weeks. The next time I went in, I saw a queen. She looked pretty fat and mated. I didn't see any eggs. They were. I didn't want to work too hard because I wasn't sure that she was mated, so I didn't want to interrupt that. So I never did see eggs. But I figured the next week I'd go in there and find brood, and all would be hunky dory. So the next week I went in, they were really aggressive, uncharacteristically aggressive, but I figured maybe the dearth was on, maybe, the hive was now quite a few weeks old. So the majority of the bees, if not all the bees, were, 5-6 weeks old at that point. So, and they were, I'm sure that those are the grumpy bees. So I closed it up. I went in the next week and they were acting queenless. They were aggressive. They were kind of all over the place. They just weren't acting right. I didn't see the queen. And we had an emergency at a neighbor's house, so I got pulled away. So which put me back at the hives doing my hive inspections in the upper 90s. And by the time I got to this hive, I thought I knew I was going to see. And I had some frames to donate some brood to from the other hives, and then I saw a swarm cell. So I didn't see the queen, but I was so hot at that point, and I was so thrown off my game that I didn't. I don't know. It just kind of threw me for a loop. So now for the last week I've been kind of questioning what did I see in there? What is going on in there? What happened? And I haven't been able to make heads or tails of it. So that's why I'm here today, to see if I can't figure out what it is that happened, and maybe figure out a plan for what I need to do going forward. I did put 3 frames of brood in there, so they got a lot of fresh brood. There were probably some eggs in there, so if they made, it's possible that I could see some more queen cells made. But if that queen wasn't mated, how would she have made that queen cell? And I do remember seeing some drone cells in there, but I don't remember seeing any worker brood. So again, you can see why I'm questioning myself. And like I said, it was so hot. I think I was on the border of delirious because it was just sweltering, and the humidity was 1,000%. So all right, let's get into this and talk our way through it and see if we can figure out at least what we got going on now and what the heck we do moving forward. All right, so I gave them a bucket last week. I thought I would treat them so that they wouldn't run out of food. And my reward was, wow, they drank that all. Wow. Hive beetle, 10 points for Greg. They drank that whole bucket. Wow. All right. It amazes me how much sugar water they take down, but unfortunately, of course, we know if they're taking that down, there isn't anything in the environment for them to take. So let's see what we got. I had put a medium on here, and because I gave 3 frames of brood and a frame of drawn out foundation, I added a second deep box. It was just easier. I don't know if I'm going to come to regret that decision or what, but we'll see. All right, I'm going to give them a little smoke. I don't expect too much happening in this medium. But let's take a look just the same. And all right, they haven't touched that outside frame. That frame's drawn out but completely empty. All right, they're not doing anything to this box, of course. I don't know that there's a reason to keep this box on there. I do want to put this there. There's some hive beetles in there too. All right, so I'm gonna take this box. Excuse me. There's no reason for this medium to stay on here right now. Not a lot of bees in there anyway. Okay. Last week I did put some Viroxan strips on there as well. All right, I'm gonna take a walk through this box because I want to. These are the frames that I put in there that had brood on them, and I want to see if they've made any queen cells. And you can see that they're not happy. All right, so this was the donated frame of brood. It looks, and look at that. They got a couple queen cells on there. That one they're tearing down. It looks more like they're building it. And there's a one right here in the supersedure position right here. All right, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna mark on this frame where those cells are. I don't know how this plastic frame is gonna take the paint, but we'll find out. All right, we got a supersedure cell right here. We got a second one and a third one. All right, and I'm thinking about maybe making a second split because now it looks like I have 1, 2, 3. Now it looks like I have 4 cells in there. So I might try to do another split. I don't know if I'm really prepared to do that. All right, there's another one right there. Oops, I can't tell if that's charged or not. I'll tell you what, that's a beautiful frame of brood though, I'll tell you that. All right, this must be a donated frame, just a honey and pollen frame. Oops, I'm squeezing a bee there. All right, and this is the other brood frame. All right, again, a lot of brood. A lot of brood. All right, no queen cells on that one. All right. Not sure what I'm gonna do yet. All right, they're starting to get a little angry. All right, this must have been, this had brood on it, so. Oh, it's got a lot of brood on it. I see some larvae in here. Is it possible that there would be larvae on here not capped yet? Yeah, I suppose it's possible. All right, let's get this box off. And give us some time to decide what we want to do as we go. If you have any suggestions, I'll take them. It's either, I'm pretty much either just going to let this be, and let them do what they're going to do with what they got here, or go ahead and pull a split off of it. I don't know if that queen swarmed or what. I mean, does that even make sense? There was plenty of room in here because there hadn't been a queen in weeks. They are definitely upset with me. Although they're not pinging me. I don't smell bananas. And as far as I can tell, they're not trying to sting my suit or anything. All right, but the bottom is really what I want to look for to see if I can find some clues as to what the heck is going on, or what was going on last week. All right, so this outside frame just has nectar in it, some pollen, and some honey. I don't know. It doesn't seem like there are as many bees in here as there was. This is a very empty frame of just pretty much pollen. No honey in that frame at all. All right, we got honey and nectar. I see drone at the bottom. I don't see anything else but pollen or nectar and honey. Nectar, honey, and pollen on this side too. That frame's got a ton of resources on it. I don't know, there just doesn't seem to be as many bees. I mean, they're all over the place. It makes it feel like a lot. All right, that queen cells, couple of queen cells there, but it doesn't look like they're charged. I'm not sure how they would be. No, they're not charged. All right, so, okay, so as of right now, unless something changes, I think I'm just going to leave this hive the way it is. I didn't see the queen cell from last week. What the heck? I don't know what this hive is doing. I do not know what they're doing. It's like Mount Vesuvius exploding all over their home. All right, this frame is really heavy with nectar and pollen, honey, and drone brood. Now, there's no way we could have made drone brood without a queen that was laying. But what happened to her? Of course, I've gone through these frames and I haven't looked for her at all, which I guess was a mistake on my part. But I don't see any eggs. All I see is this drone brood. All right, they're drawing this frame out, so that's kind of cool. All right, they're hitting me now. They're hitting me now. That bee's trying to sting me. All right, I think I'm just going to put them back together and I'll continue to feed them, but I am not gonna mess with them. All right, I'm gonna leave them be for a few weeks and see what they work out. I'm still up a hive because I got that swarm, so I'm not gonna spend too much time worrying about it because I'm still in better shape than when I started. And unfortunately, I still don't have a decent understanding of what happened to that queen because I know I saw her, so I know she was in there. There are queen cells and drone brood, but I kind of don't know how they got there. If it wasn't her, which of course it had to have been. All right, I got a little bit of food in another jar. Let me just go grab that real quick and I'll put it on there for the time being until I get another jar on there. This hive has plenty of resources in it, that's for sure. So I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to do much to help this hive at this point. I'm not putting that back on. I don't think there's any honey in it. All right, put this on. There's a way for them to escape out the back. And for some reason, it's not sitting on here. A little rock or something. Oh, stick. That's why. All right, so I don't know if anything jumped out at you to suggest to you what the heck happened or what's going on. It sure does indicate to me that they're queenless again, and it seems like there are a lot fewer bees in there. So did the new queen swarm? I got we got some queen cells in there. We got several frames of brood. So we'll let them do what they're going to do, and hopefully they get it sorted out. Tough time of year for them to do so, but it is what it is. All right, we're going to leave them alone for a month, and we'll come back in 30 days or so and see what we got. And we're either going to have a 7th hive, or we'll go ahead and combine what's left with another hive or something. So, all right, today is, I don't even know what today is, July 8th, the first day of the North Carolina Beekeepers Conference. I'm going to go tomorrow and maybe Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun. All right, that's going to do it for me. I'm Greg with Liberty Figs and Apiary. If you can't be good, behave. I'm out.